I have to admit, life must not be the best for Alex Jones. He's had a crappy year. From this time, 2017, when he had to apologize under threat of lawsuit from James Alefantis, who runs Comet Ping Pong, to his wife saying that he basically is a nutter who believes everything that he says, to where he had to come out through his lawyer and say that he's a performance artist who doesn't believe anything that he says, to the next month having to apologize for Chobani, saying that they hire illegal immigrants who are basically rapists. Jones has just not had a good year, especially even when now it comes to YouTube and stuff. But apparently he's being sued for defamation over something he said regarding Charlottesville. Let's see how this turns out. Because look, here's the thing. As much as I think Jones sleeps with like a tinfoil butt plug, he has a right to speak his opinion, and the dude is not responsible for what other people do, obviously, but he still says some crap, and I just wish he would like think before he speaks. That's kind of my disclaimer on this one. So it says a professor who filmed the violent clash at a white supremacist rally last year in Virginia sued far-right news site InfoWars and its leader Alex Jones on Tuesday, saying the site stoked conspiracy theories that he was working as a deep state operative for the government. But you gotta understand, to Alex Jones, I'm a deep state operative for the government because I oppose what he has to say. That's how he gets you. He makes you think that everyone's the enemy. That's not necessarily cause for defamation. And for defamation to a case to even really work, you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that that this is a big issue, that this is a big thing for you. It's negatively impacting everything about your life. Now, Brennan Gilmore, a Foreign Service officer at the State Department, alleges that Jones, his website, and several of its contributors made false and defamatory statements by claiming he had an axe to grind in recording the event. Look, the thing is, Jones hires sycophantic idiots. Need I say anything about Paul Joseph Twatson? Do I have to go down that fucking rabbit hole? I really hope I don't have to. Anyway, the lawsuit filed by Georgetown University Law School Civics Rights Clinic on behalf of Gilmore in Virginia District Court alleges that the defendants caused irreparable damage to Gilmore's reputation and threatened his physical and emotional well-being. The group seeks compensation and punitive damages from Jones and other defendants. Okay, I guess, like, sure, you have to prove that irreparable damage, though. Okay. So it says here, from Sandy Hook to Pizzagate to Charlottesville, Las Vegas, and now Parkland, the defendants thrive by inciting devastating real-world consequences with the propaganda and lies they publish as news. Gilmore said in a statement, "Today I'm asking a court to hold them responsible for the personal and professional damage their lies have caused me, and more importantly, to deter them from repeating this dangerous pattern of defamation and intimidation." Which is, look, here's the thing. I want that too. I want them to come to it like a coming to Jesus moment, but I want that too, because I'm tired of the nonsense. I'm tired of the crisis actor line. I'm tired of the politicization of every single tragedy. And yes, I am referring to the left in that regard as well, and the right, and InfoWars, and people out there that try to turn it into a thing. I'm so tired of it at this point. But did they cause irreparable damage to Gilmore here? Gilmore in August filmed portions of the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, where violence erupted as white supremacists and neo-Nazis clashed with counter-protesters. Well, I know Politico is going to say counter-protesters, but there were Antifa there. At the rally, he captured the video of the moment a vehicle rammed into a large crowd, injuring 19 people and killing one. And that person obviously is Heather Heyer. Unfortunately, she died. And of course, there's conspiracy theories about how she died, that it wasn't the impact from the vehicle, but in fact a heart attack, therefore not murder. It's just, oh my God, right? Yeah. Anyway, InfoWars, a right-wing news site known for peddling unsubstantiated conspiracies, cited Gilmore's ties to the federal government to allege the existence of a coordinated effort to orchestrate clashes and undermine the President Donald Trump, who faced backlash for his response to the event. You have to understand that when it comes to this kind of stuff, Alex Jones is like, everything is a plot to undermine President Trump. And part of that is ego, I think, on Jones's part, because Jones feels like he personally is responsible for getting him elected. Like, I think that. I do think that. I think he feels he's personally responsible for that. Now, beyond Jones, the lawsuit implicates the website's operating company, Free Speech System, InfoWars contributors Lee and McAdoo and Lee Strana, and several other fringe right-wing media figures, of which there are plenty, and there always seems to be coming out of the damn woodworks. Now, the First Amendment does not and cannot protect deliberate lies designed to incite incessant harassment and violate against or violence against private citizens, says Andrew Mandrala, supervising attorney for the Civil Rights Clinic. This is a simple case or simple defense of democracy. A well-informed public is essential to a healthy democracy, but a deliberately misinformed public is fatal to it. And I do agree with that very, very much. Now, I can't tell you whether or not Jones is guilty of this. I haven't seen the clips myself, but I do know the pattern of this man, and I know the pattern of how he speaks, and I know that he'll make these wild accusations, and he will retract them when necessary. So here's how I anticipate this particular lawsuit going. Now, at this point, I think because of this lawsuit, Jones is trying to claim that the Vatican is trying to sue him or something. He did a whole huge video about it that's kind of tied to this event from what I could tell. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but ultimately it's like this. Jones will go before a judge, or his lawyer will go before a judge and ask for a settlement, or try to contact the plaintiffs for a settlement. And that settlement will ultimately be an undisclosed financial amount as well as a public retraction. That is probably what they're going to offer, or what he will put in a counteroffer, in hopes that it will just go away, because that's what he does. He makes these things essentially go away by just offering out a settlement and apologizing publicly, because he knows his audience doesn't care. He knows this, because if they did care, if any one of them gave two shits about any kind of actual factual reporting on Jones's part, and I do want to also point out that sometimes a broken clock is right twice a day, so there is that whole thing as well. But his audience, knowing this, would willfully walk away from him, because they're not being truthfully informed, but they don't care. And he knows they don't care. And he knows that it would cost him a little bit financially, but he would be able to rebound by just shilling out more soy-based male vitality pills, because that's what he does. And we'll bring on Milo Yiannopoulos to do it, or Mike Cernovich to do it, or Paul Joseph Watson to do it. Three men who unironically call people soy boys while peddling soy themselves. It's funny to me. The whole thing is funny to me. Jones should come with a label for entertainment purposes only, because that's all it boils down to. But here's what I want from the plaintiff and the company and the organization helping him out. Don't take the settlement. Don't force his ass to go to court. Force his ass to take responsibility for his words, and make it publicly known, because that's how you get him. Don't allow him to weasel out of this by either paying a settlement or offering an apology. Hold his ass accountable for what he has to say. If there is, in fact, defamation, of which I don't know, I want to make that abundantly clear, but if defamation is taking place, then go after your pound of fucking flesh. But don't settle, because he's good at getting that done. And that doesn't ever stop him from doing it again, which is why he keeps getting himself in these situations, because he knows to keep his audience engaged, he has to go harder, he has to go crazier, he has to go further. And it will ultimately lead to his downfall if people actually hold his feet to the fire and don't let him walk away a little bit lighter in the pockets. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you haven't already, thumbs it up, hit on that subscribe, check out 3 Buck Theater, check out Mundane Chats, or if you just want to help support the channel, the best way to do that is patreon.com/mundanemet, link below in the video description. Thank you guys again, have yourself a great day, and peace out.